Fellow Kenyans.
Oh, ni DJ Shiti hapa na niko na Kialo Alex, mtu mbadi, au sio?
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want us to discuss about...
I want to ask all of us, leaders, the clergy, Kenyans, to work together towards a nation that we can all be proud of. And even as we engage in public discourse on matters that are important to the people of Kenya, we must be careful to be factual, lest we become victims of the things we accuse others of doing.
That is President William Ruto addressing the bishops, telling them to be factual. That will be our topic of discussion today, whereby President William Ruto addressed the Catholic bishops who addressed him and condemned his government for telling lies and not fulfilling his promises made during the campaign period. But before you continue, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Subscribe button. Thank you very much for your continued support. Give the video a like. The same bishops condemning the Kenya Kwanza government and President William Ruto are the same bishops who visited William Ruto in the State House and went there for prayers. I don't know what has really happened, but I can tell you Kenya Kwanza and the Kenya Kwanza MPs and all close allies and friends to William Ruto have really hit back to the bishops, and they had this to say. I want us to start with Kipchumba Murkomen. Next we go to Both Sholei, then the ODM CS Opiyo Wandayi.
I'm not bad with Catholics. I just was disappointed and heartbroken by the statement that was made by the Catholic bishops. And I say this with a heavy heart because I am a Loreto girl. I went to Loreto Convent Matunda. I hold the Catholic Church in the highest esteem because they have molded me to who I am today. When I listened to the way they spoke, I told myself they've moved away from the spiritual realm, or helping us with our spirituality and moving into politics and playing to the gallery. I believe that if my bishop believes that there are things that are going wrong, they can actually seek an audience with members of parliament and castigate us and tell us the direction that we should go and to pray for us. And also, I know that the bishops of every type of church in Kenya, every denomination, can get an audience with the head of state today, because our head of state has leaned on the church for all his life. So if really they want to support him and pray for him, then they should have if they ask for an appointment at State House today, the bishops will get an appointment ahead of me. And they can get an audience with the president whenever they seek it. So they could have called the president aside, told him what they believe is going wrong, advised him on what they think should be corrected, and also pledged to pray for him that he may be able to correct whatever they think is going wrong. But when you go and castigate him and the government in public, are you really trying to resolve the problem, or are you trying to play to the gallery and to play into a political realm? That is exactly what they were doing. Because I also believe, even when I have done something wrong, my pastor is not going to go on public television or in front of the church in the pulpit and castigate me. He will ask to see me in his office in church, or he will ask to visit me at my home, and he can be able to tell me off there in my own home, privately, because that is what somebody does when they want to correct you. Do you go and stand in public and castigate your friend? And then to make alarming statements that there is anxiety in the country, there is corruption in the country, without stating what exactly is corrupt. If politicians are corrupt, it's very simple. The head of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Authority is Bishop Oginde. They can be able to go and report us, and then we can be investigated. Because also, they are not teaching us the right way to do things. They are being alarmist. That is exactly what they have done. And when you say that there is disappearances and deaths and so on, without acknowledging that the Inspector General had come forward and acknowledged how many women had been killed, gave a progress report on where it is, because also what the church should be advising, saying, we think the challenges with these femicides has got to do with this. Like, for example, I've been very vocal in speaking to women and telling young women, please do not agree to have a date in a private place. Have it in a public place.
That is Madam Boss Sholei, the women rep of Uasin Gishu County, who serves as the speaker, deputy speaker in the National Assembly. Yeye ndiye mdogo wa Wetangula. Okay, next I want us to listen to Kipchumba Murkomen, the CS for sports. Acha tusikie Murkomen alisema nini. Murkomen lazima ongee. You know Murkomen is a very close ally of William Ruto from way back huko 2010, huko kutoka kitambo. Murkomen has this to say. Lazima pia ali hit back to the Catholic Church because of condemning William Ruto na wakasema serikali iko imara kabisa.
So we should go. This is all the message I wanted to say today. Kwa mapasta nataka niseme hii na mabishops wetu waliongea jana. Sisi tunakubali kukosolewa kwa sababu inchi lazima ikae ikiwa na watu wanatoa maoni tofauti. Lakini mimi nakuomba bishop, mkitukosoe kama mmeuliza ukweli ya ile maneno mnatukosoa. Vitu mbili mimi naomba kanisa. Number 1, sisi ni washiriki yenu. Kama wewe unaona rais ama waziri fulani ama mbunge fulani ama speaker fulani amekosea, tuanzie kwanza kwa kutafuta njia ya kumuongelesha directly. Unaweza book appointment ama uite yeye akuje kanisa ama mpikie simu. Uulize na hii bill, na hii policy, na hii pesa, na hii deni tumefika wapi? Because you are not just a shepherd of the rest of the citizens. You are also shepherding us. We are the sheep as leaders. Even as president is one of the members of one of the churches in the country. So the first point of call is to be summoned by your clergy to ask you what is the true position about this issue. And that's how we build, you know, a better country. Number 2, as a country, if you really have to criticize us, let's criticize us with the facts, having been on the table. And that's how we move our country forward. Otherwise, we have no problem. Since being criticized, it's okay because we're a democratic country. But we want to...
That is Kipchumba Murkomen defending the Kenya Kwanza government. Okay, next nataka tuende kwa ODM nominee mwenye walipeana wale ma technocrats. Opio Ondai pia aliongea.
They in the church. But we want them to be fair and to be consistent. Consistency is very important. There are times when we have really wanted the church's voice to be heard, but we haven't heard it. Now things are improving. The country is now on a trajectory of recovery. Yet the church is painting a very gloomy picture. It's not fair at all. It's not fair at all. And we wonder why this is happening only after the broad-based government has been put in place. So we want to plead with the church to help us in these efforts to unite the country and to make our country grow economically in a cohesive manner.
They are impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, because of corruption. It is the pot calling the kettle black. Which of those guys would be the first, as in literally, they are all a bunch of thugs.
Do you think William Ruto's allies are very harsh on the bishops? Or the bishops should have reached to William Ruto before going publicly? What's your take? Remember to subscribe and give the video a like.